Hello everyone and welcome to a very high energy bass lesson. Now this, if you didn't know, is a bass and well, people kind of misinterpret it really. They think that you could play a song without a bass. Nearly every song you know probably has a bass line in it, okay? Like any song probably has a bass line, and usually it hides behind everything like the melody, and it's just like the low ends. So if you're listening through earphones or just a normal speaker, you won't hear it, but you get the sort of energy from it. The bass is a very important piece of kit in any song, because it, as I said before, it gives it the energy, you feel the vibe from it, and it gives the song a sort of funk. It lifts up the song, and I don't know, it kind of makes it more listenable, if that makes any sense. I just realised that I haven't addressed my hair. I've bleached my hair. Anyway, off of that topic, I'm going to teach you a few songs, starting off with some easy songs and then getting progressively harder. I've got 2 songs at the moment, and the first one is going to be Seven Nation Army, so if I just show you how to play that. Whoa. Did you hear that? Okay, right, this bass is not tuned. This bass is not tuned. It needs to be tuned. So, the standard tuning for a bass is top string E, second string A, third string D, and fourth string G. And I don't know what notes they're playing now, but that's not E, A, D, G. So we're going to have to tune it, and I will show you how to tune it. These pegs at the top are what tune the bass, and if you can tell, when you turn one, it kind of makes a wobbling noise, like the pitch changes a bit, but it's not the pitch, it's the notes. The notes are changing. I took a cut, a jump cut, and now I'm here. And to be honest, the camera angle's probably changed, but the only thing that hasn't changed is this bass lesson. And I use an app called, what's it called? Guitar Tuner by Fender to tune my bass. It's a really cool app. You do have to pay to get different tunings, but the EADG tuning, the standard tuning, comes free. So if you want to learn how to tune, I'd use that. When you're more, I'm intermediate, so I can't tune by ear yet, but I will learn one day. So anyway, that's not the lesson. Your tunings should sound E, A, D, and G. And with that being said, I will now teach you how to play Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. I notice I said that a bit weird, but bear with me. Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. It's a very popular song over in England. It's the cause of many riots in football stadiums. However, that's not the case today. It is the cause of a good bass player in the making. So, this is what it should sound like. And with that being said, I will now teach you how to play it. Now, you've got your 4 strings. It's a bit limiting, but you can still play a load of songs on there. On the A string, you have your 7th fret here, and the frets are the little squares if you didn't notice. So open string will be 0. If you're reading on a tab, it'd be 0. And then you go 0, 1, 2, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You start from there. That is the E note, which I will talk about more later on. You got your 7th fret, that's all you need to worry about. You got your 7th fret, which is this one. Then you move on to your, then you play that twice, and then you move on to your 5th fret on the D string, which is the one below it, the 3rd string. So you'd go, And then you'd move back to your 7th fret on the A string, which is the 2nd, so like that. And then you'd go from your 7th to your 5th on the A string, so you'd go. Then you take a massive jump. It's not massive, it's 2 frets down, but you'd move to your 3rd fret and you'd play that one, and then you'd play your 2nd one after that, and it fluently go. Now, with that being said, the bass's job is to follow the drums, and I don't have a drummer. I don't have a set of drums. I can't play drums myself, but I bear with me. I do have a backing track. And backing tracks are very helpful for bass players, if you don't have a drummer. That's right. So, if I get it up here, you'd go 2, 3, 4. If you notice there, I played something completely different, and that is the lead up to the chorus, which is just the E string. You're playing your 3rd fret on the E string, which is, and you're going to play that 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you're going to move to your 5th fret E string, and you're going to play that another 8 times, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you'll move on to the chorus, which is just the same thing, but your 2nd time going round, it'd be different. So you'd go, which is just the same, and you notice that that bit's different. All you're doing is you're doing the same thing again until you reach the 3rd fret on the A string, and you'll go. And that little jump from the 3rd to the 5th, back to the 3rd to the 2nd, and you do that for every 2nd go around. So. And then after that, it goes back to. So, and then you go back to the verse, which is just the same thing as the chorus, minus the 2nd bit, so it's just the same all throughout until you reach the chorus again. And that is how you play Seven Nation Army. Very easy song. Just remember to follow the drums, because that's the bassist's job, is to listen to the drums, follow on to the drums, and make the song lift up a little bit, you know? So you've mastered your first song, which is Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes, and now you want to learn a more difficult song, to which I say, get on my shoulder. I don't say get on my shoulder, I say, yes, you can. What song is that? Oh, nobody knows. Actually, I know. It's Come Together by the Beatles, the legendary band Beatles. Ringo Starr, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, John Lennon. The Beatles. Liverpool. Scouse band. We love them. Come Together, the first song on their Abbey Road album. Legendary song. Will go down in history. Still used in banking adverts and NHS adverts and stuff like that today. It marked a monumental moment in their career, which is Abbey Road. Anyway, and it should go. And then John Lennon comes in. Here come old flat top. Basically, it is heavily revolved around the bass line. Revolver, another one of their albums. Basically, it's harder, but it's still on the easy side of things. And obviously, it has a new element to it, which I call the hammer-on, and many other people call the hammer-on. Hammer-ons are just going from one note to the other without playing anything, so that's a hammer-on, 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 that's a hammer-on and pull-off. We'll get onto that. But for now, all you need to learn is the hammer-on, which is just, that's the hammer-on in the song. And that's all you need to learn. And of course, as many great songs go, with the bass involved, the bass follows the drums again. And seeing as last time I had no drummer, it's now what, 2 minutes into the future, and I still don't have a drummer. And this is how it should sound with all the instruments involved. That changes slightly, that bit. You might have, that I messed up there. I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep. Like, that's irrelevant. Basically, that's how you play it. E string, 10. A string, 10. Don't play it, go to 12. Don't pluck the string, just go on to 12. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna scooch on down to 10 on the G string. And I didn't, it's called a slide. You're going to slide from the 12th fret on the D string to the 5th fret on the D string. I know it sounds hard, but I mean, like, you get used to it. Right, now that is how you play Come Together. It does a different thing in the verses and the chorus, but the bulk of the song is, you play that at a party and everyone will go, oh, is that Paul McCartney's bass line in Come Together? So you've got your songs down, you've learned Seven Nation Army, and you've learnt Come Together. This is a problem now. You don't know any notes. So I'm here to teach you your money notes. So if anyone comes up to you and says, can you play the C note? And you'll be like, that's not a C note. That is a D note. And then you'll be kicked out of the band and you'll be fired, and you're going to have to start looking for office jobs, which no one likes an office job. No one likes an office job. Money notes are the notes you'll be using the most on a bass, and every note up until the fifth fret on every string, that includes UG, is a money note. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to teach you every note. E, F, F sharp. You have sharps in there, by the way. That's the black keys on a piano. So if this is a bass, not a piano, you don't need to know that. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and then you move on to your next string, which is A, B, B sharp, C, C sharp, D. Okay. Then you'll be going on to your D string, which is D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, then you'd be going on to your G string, which starts off with G string. Do not laugh. You move on to your D string, G string, which is G. Starts off with G, G, G sharp, A. There's your A. Pretty important. B, B sharp. What's the next one if you know the alphabet? C. That is an octave. We'll get into that very much later on in the program. Now, those were the money notes. So if anyone asks you to play the highest C note on the money scale, on the money note scale, you'd be like, oh, that's this one. That was something groovy. But now you know the notes. That means if anyone asks a play F sharp, moving on to C, you could be like, which is pretty cool. Now, songs like In Bloom by Nirvana, they use the money note scale. So you'd be going on from B to G to F to G sharp. And when you know the money notes, you can start to look more into scales and stuff like that, and it really becomes interesting from there. However, that's all the time I have for today. So, if you have any questions, post them down in the comments. And I will see you in another bass video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. So this is editing, Brandon. I just wanted to clear up the stuff that you see here. That is called tablature, or tabs for short, and they help with reading music basically. And you read it upside down, so your E would be here. That's your E string. Then you have your A, and then you have your D, and then you have your G. And basically what happens is, if you look at it, the numbers that you see on there will be the numbers of your frets, which I was talking about in the video. So you have your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4. 0 obviously being open string if you ever see a 0, and the dashes would be the non-playing notes, so you wouldn't play that string and you'd leave it alone. Sorry to put this out at the end of the video, but for further knowledge on tablature and reading music, there you go. Also, a little plug, if you would like to watch me play more harder songs without tabs and like a minute each, boom! Instagram handle! Haha! I'm funny. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.